Hello again, everyone. This is week 6 Memory Verse Challenge 2023, Practicing Your Faith, Part 2. Memorize Bible verses in sets of threes, both from the Old and New Testament. Now, my first 3 verses were all from the Old Testament. When you memorize a few verses as a theme, you have a short Bible story ready when an opportunity presents itself. For example, my first Bible text was from Isaiah 65:24. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. I have lived this Bible verse, so my testimony is my best ally. Perhaps you might meet someone with questions about answered prayer. You can give them an example of your answered prayer using that same Bible verse and tell them your story. My second was Jeremiah 29:12. Then shall he call upon me, and he shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. When we come to know God, we want to build a relationship with him. And as we learn to trust him, we can call on him anytime we need him. And you can elaborate on that from your life experiences. Tell how God was there for you. Finally, my third verse was Psalms 34:17 and 18. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them from all of their troubles. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. God delights in answering the cries of the righteous. Hannah, for example, cried out to the Lord because she wanted a son, and God heard her cries and gave her a son. The story is found in 1 Samuel chapter 1. Now, I suggest biblical examples to confirm that God answers prayers then and now. And you never know when you might encounter someone who may need to hear that God listens to our cries despite our sufferings. But they should know also that they must come to God in humility and acknowledge their sins. I also suggest that you write down the verses and take them with you. And I have some tiny little notes underneath each card or each text. I sometimes forget a verse that I desperately need, but also the Holy Spirit will remind you. Even though I know the book where the verse is found and can recite the verse, I don't always remember the chapter and verse number. From part 1 of Practicing Your Faith, remember I used one of my favorite verses. It was already in my head. Philippians 4:6 and 7, the one that says, be anxious about nothing. Some Bible verses says, be careful about nothing. I was able to write it down and give it to the bank representative. Someone might ask you where to find the verses that you shared with them, and you will have it. You can even Google it. Just one verse is still a blessing. Either way, I am talking about a quick encounter while you're on the run. No matter the circumstances, stock up on your arsenal of Bible verses and stay ready. My memory verse for today is Zechariah 3, verses 3, 4, and 5. Zechariah 3, 3, 4, and 5. Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, behold, I will cause thy iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with change raiment. And I said, let them set a fair mitre upon his head. And they set a fair mitre upon his head. And they clothed him with garments, and the angel of the Lord stood by.